Hi everyone, my name is Grayley. I'm a maintainer of Flask. This is my first talk on PyCon. I hope you enjoy it. One day, I searched FastAPI and Flask on Google. Then I found an article with this title. I was a little confused. As a maintainer of Flask, I never thought that something would ruin Flask. I clicked the link, and Medium tells me to upgrade my membership to read it. So I didn't get a chance to know why FastAPI ruined Flask for him. But I find more articles like this. However, these bloggers didn't realize that they have made a fundamental mistake. It is, they shouldn't compare FastAPI to Flask. But why? Because FastAPI is a web API framework built on top of Starlater, a generic web framework. And at the same time, Flask is another generic web framework. If Flask is the apple, then Starlater will be the orange. In that case, FastAPI will be the orange juice. You can't compare apple to orange juice. It's not fair. It makes no sense. If so, what should I compare FastAPI to? In other words, what's the apple juice in the Flask world? To find the apple juice, we have to find an API framework that's based on Flask. And it should provide the automatic features that FastAPI has, which also means it should be a code-first framework. So we can skip Flask API extensions since they are not independent frameworks. Then we left Eve, Connection, Flask API, and API Flask. They're all frameworks based on Flask. However, Eve and Flask API don't provide built-in OpenAPI support. Connection is a script-first framework. So it seems that API Flask is the apple juice. If you want to compare, you should compare FastAPI to API Flask. Since I happen to be the author of API Flask, I will share some details about it. Let's start with the logo. As you can see, API Flask is just another container. You can use it to hold whiskey like Flask does, or some honey for APIs, or apple juice, of course. It has the similar project structure of FastAPI. It's based on Flask and Marshmallow. It also provides the similar features, some automatic features like FastAPI. Here is the minimal application. You may wonder, it seems no difference with Flask. Yeah, actually, API Flask is just a thin wrapper on top of Flask. There are only 4 key differences between them. If you know how to use Flask, then you can learn API Flask very easily. If you also familiar with Marshmallow, then you already know how to use API Flask. In API Flask, you define a Marshmallow schema for input and output data. Then use the input and output decorator with the schema on the view functions. Now all the request validation, response serialization, and OpenAPI spec generation will be handled automatically. You will also have the automatic API documentations with Swag UI and Redoc. Besides, it also provides other utilities like authentication support, pagination, class-based view, etc. I do want to introduce it more, but I only have 5 minutes. So if you are interested, just check it out and apiplus.com or GitHub. Welcome to leave any suggestions or feedback on GitHub. Welcome to Forget. Thank you. And thanks to all the projects behind API Flask. I hope you will like it. Besides open source, I write books and software in Flask and Python. If you have any questions or related ideas, or just want to say hello, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Flask 2 is just released. Give it a try. Thank you.